A warm welcome to Nationwide this Sunday. I am Mina Daniels. The sixth Governor Committee set up by President Bola Tinubu to assess the conditions of the nation's security training institutions across the country says it is hitting the ground running immediately to achieve the task within the time frame given at this month's meeting of the National Economic Council, NEC. Appearing as a guest on NTA's weekly program, Executive Recap, centered on activities around the presidency, member of the committee, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, spoke about the values of the Enugu Governor Peter Mbah-led committee, including enhancing the welfare and condition of service of the Nigerian police force.
It is just to identify what is required from this institution. A lot of them are dilapidated. If you look at the one in Ikeja, for instance, you can see the standard of that. Is it up to the standard of what a training institution, that will train the kind of officers that we are looking for will be? So I think the first thing is for us to know what does it take to be, a standard quality training institute. And then now to look at what we have now, and now to recommend what it will take to do that. I think it's a very simple, straightforward, and I'm happy that the secretary of the committee is actually the immediate past IG.
Governor Abdullahi Sule also spoke about the recent changes President Tinubu made to the leadership of the Nigerian Armed Forces.
If you look at most of the other officers who have been there, the Chief of Air Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, and the rest of that, they are all people also who are hands-on. So I think, I don't see anything wrong with it, and I don't see anything wrong with the other officers. General Musa has done well, he did his best. We always commended him. He has attended our meetings of the Nigerian Governors Forum twice. We interacted. He shared with us. I attended another meeting, of the Northern Institute with him, twice. And so I think all of them seem to be people who have contributed, and it's time to move on. You cannot continue to keep certain people in one position for too long. That's the way I see it.
For more on the interview, stay tuned to the NTA as Executive Recap airs on network service at 10:30 tonight. The federal government is implementing reforms that are already repositioning Nigeria as a hub for innovation, private sector growth, and international confidence. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, stated this at the Renewed Hope Global Dialogue in London. From Panyi reports.
Event with the theme Strengthening Global Partnerships for Economic Renewal and National Rebranding under the Renewed Hope administration brought together leaders, investors and experts to discuss collaborative pathways for Nigeria's economic growth and global reputation. Information and National Orientation Minister Mohammed Idris highlighted the impact of President Tinubu's administration on Nigerians. Idris said the federal government has evolved the ease of doing business to attract foreign direct investment as well as making Nigeria the investors' hub on the continent of Africa.
President Bola Tinubu is indeed a man who understands how to leverage strategic partnerships for growth and for the advancement of his dear country. We now have in Nigeria a unified rate regime. For those of you who may not know, we used to have a situation where investors were finding it difficult to know what the exchange rate was at the time. And we had multiple exchange rates in Nigeria, but when the president came, he said this had to stop. This in addition to a major reform that he took by removing this monster called fuel subsidy in Nigeria. The monster has been there with us for almost 4 decades.
With the country out of the grey list, the world is seeing Nigeria as an emerging economy and investors' destination. In Abuja, Frama Panyi, NTA News.
Changing false and negative narratives about Nigeria requires equipping young Nigerians, especially graduates, with necessary solutions-oriented skills to renew and protect the good image of the nation. This was highlighted at a two-week training on public relations organized by Image Merchants publisher PR Nigeria, held in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Motiat Olushola reports.
A two-week intensive training program tagged Young Communications Fellowship 2025 is to, among other things, encourage young Nigerians, especially graduates, to utilize the emerging digital skills and tools to engage in positive and developmental journalism to portray the good image of Nigeria at all times. The Chief Executive Officer of PR Nigeria, Yushal Shuaib, decried the spreading of negative narratives about Nigeria and called for several measures to be put in place to redeem the good image of the nation.
We believe that there's a way, as an ambassador, you can go out there to do what? To provide the proper factual narrative. Along the line, when the enemy are doing the other one, you can provide the alternative narrative.
Strategic communication is about impact, is about influence.
They need to responsibly use some of these tools in order to bring home their points to their audiences.
Intensive training of becoming a good fact checker, communicator. Sincerely, it's great.
Image Merchants publisher PR Nigeria has so far empowered and inducted 60 young Nigerian graduates from different fields of endeavor into its fellowship program since its inception. Motiat Olushola, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is increasingly gaining momentum among Niger State residents who describe the state as his political stronghold. This was evident at the flag-off of campaign for the upcoming council elections in the state, where Governor Ahmed Umar Bago, APC chieftains and supporters acknowledged the support. Hosseida Musa reports.
The Minna Trade Fair ground played host to the All Progressives Congress national and state chieftains, as well as party loyalists from the 25 local government areas of Niger State. The APC stalwarts highlighted developmental strides of the APC-led administration, noting that it is just getting started as many more people-oriented projects are underway.
The election of 1st November 2027 is a litmus test of our integrity as a ruling party. It is a litmus test of our capacity as a ruling party.
Capital here, down to the various local government, you can see a lot of development coming up as a result of APC government. So with that, I think APC has less or no problem with the electorate as far as Niger State is concerned.
Meanwhile, APC candidature for Poikoro Local Government Council in the forthcoming election is still being contested in court. Minna, Hosseina Musa, NTA News.
The chairman of the PDP Elective and National Convention Organizing Committee and Governor of Adamawa State, Amadou Fitri, has announced the setting up of a 13-member screening committee. The committee is expected to screen all aspirants for the national offices in the upcoming convention, scheduled for Saturday 15th to Sunday 16th of November 2025 in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Eyitayo Jegede, SAN, is chairman of the screening committee, while Mr. Aswe Iwadolo serves as secretary. The National Convention Organizing Committee says that it expects exemplary conduct and strict adherence to rules and regulations by the screening committee members during their assignment. One-time acting chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Plateau State, Raymond Dabo, has emerged the newly elected chairman of the party in the state. This was at the 2025 PDP statewide Congress in Jos, where all the 39 candidates vying for various positions in the leadership of the party were returned unopposed. Ndeyang Andiya Bagyang reports.
We have Raymond Dabo, with 2,162 votes.
That was the returning officer of the election, David Umbugadu, who represented the national headquarters of PDP, declaring the winners of the election. Thereafter, all the 39 elected EXCOs took the oath of allegiance and the oath of office respectively. The new chairman, Raymond Dabo, expressed appreciation to the party for finding him worthy of the position and pledged to ensure they deliver as expected.
This is call to duty. We'll go from each local government to every local government. We'll go from ward to ward, and we shall try and unite.
Governor Caleb Mutfwang expressed delight with the peaceful conduct of the election and the support of various stakeholders, assuring people of the state that there will be no more faction in the party.
We must unite and work together.
And that tells you how PDP is well on ground, and tell you how PDP is a party that belongs to the people. And once these things are done, it will settle.
The PDP family will not regret it.
Plateau people have imbibed and have taken PDP as a party that they are sure it will take them to their expected destination.
Representatives of INEC commended the peaceful conduct of the exercise in Jos, Ndenyan, and the Abagang. NTA News.
Time now to head to Lagos, where Awal is standing by with more on Nationwide. Hello, Awal.
Glad to have you join us in Lagos. We begin by telling you that lawmakers from the Senate and National Assembly are working on amending the 1999 Constitution and reviewing the 2022 Electoral Act. The Senate and House of Representatives committees on constitutional review and electoral matters are in Lagos to brainstorm on key issues. Hingino John Adams tells us more.
The retreat aims to address concerns raised in the Constitution, focusing on gender inclusion, local government empowerment, and accountability in all tiers of government, among other issues.
We have 9 bills, 55 state creation requests, and 2 boundary adjustment proposals, and 278 local government creation requests. We have listened to Nigerians from every walk of life. At every turn, the message has been clear. Nigeria desires a people-driven constitution that works for all.
Lawmakers promised to deliver a constitution that will capture the hopes, yearnings, and aspirations of Nigerians. Similarly, the Senate and House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters, as well as other interest groups, deliberated on the 2022 Electoral Act with the aim of coming up with a more effective document that will serve as a prelude for a new Electoral Act.
We want to have a situation whereby the Electoral Act will capture the expectation of Nigeria.
What is important is that the committee has committed to passing a new Electoral Act by the end of this year, so that you have an Electoral Act 2025.
With proposals from the meeting, lawmakers aim to promote transparency, accountability, and fairness in Nigeria's electoral process, thereby bolstering democracy at all levels. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
In a bold affirmation of Nigeria's commitment to global peace, sustainable development, and youth empowerment, United Nations Association Nigeria, a civil society arm of the United Nations, has promised to reshape the future of multilateralism and development. This was a thrust at its 80th anniversary held in Lagos. Lynn Leneke tells us more.
The forum, tagged Fostering Social Collaboration for Sustainable Future, aims to address issues that fall within the ambit of attaining the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, from climate action, health education, women, peace and security, to youth leadership and innovations.
I have decided to step up by way of observing SDG goals so that we can cover a wide range and also follow up with the United Nations visions and drive it to the grassroots.
Speakers at the event focused on fostering understanding of the Sustainable Development Goals, encouraging collaboration and idea sharing among participants.
How do we tackle the climate action, climate change? Let us all stop that kind of purification of arms and rechannel our resources to support humanity.
what we do is we hold back the home front, make sure that those children are raised properly, teach them resilience, teach them boldness, teach them morals.
You don't wait for anybody to change the world for you. You have to do it yourself.
UNA Nigeria Day serves not only as a powerful reminder of the country's dedication to the UN's founding principles, but a call to action. The Nigerian Television Authority was one of the recipients of awards for projecting the United Nations mandates. The two-day conference, which attracted speakers from various disciplines, is expected to project national and international UNA Nigeria mission to localize the UN's global principles. Facilitators say United Nations' journey spanning 80 years has been marked by hope and unwavering commitments to peace, justice, and development. In Lagos, Lane Lenake, NTA News.
And that concludes our contribution from Lagos. Nationwide will continue with Lanre in Ibadan after the break. Don't go away.
Watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA, and welcome to Ibadan. Participatory demand-driven initiatives have been identified as a way to go in enhancing sustainable socio-economic development with a direct impact on communities. This was the focus of a lecture by the founder, Ibadan Business School, Asiwaju Olayinka Fashuyi, who also highlighted the gains of the Tinubu-led administration as pivotal for community development. Kemi Oshi has the details.
In his lecture, Asiwaju Fashuyi noted that a paradigm shift from the usual supply-driven to a demand-driven model, such as the Ijesha Development Fund project, will not only deliver better life, but will ensure the people take ownership of projects for a sustainable future.
You listen to all categories of the residents, of the inhabitants, and at the end of the day, being able to aggregate what that needs and then prioritize.
As the President Tinubu-led administration focuses this approach in the Renewed Hope World Development Program, the model has been commended and the people called for better empowerment of government at the grassroots level.
When this kind of initiative is bringing lots of projects closer to them, closer to the rural and the urban areas, we tend to realize that everybody is feeling fine. They don't have to travel out of Ijesha land to Lagos before they get something they have to do.
With a historical antecedent of enterprise and high financial prudence, the people are committed to reenacting this prowess to deliver a better future across Ijesha land. From Ilesha, Kemi Oshi, NTA News.
Respite will soon come the way of motorists enduring long stretch of the dilapidated Ilesha-Ife-Ibadan Expressway as the Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Works, Akin Alabi, is moving to fast-track repairs, mobilizing contractors to the Egbeda-Onara axis of the road for immediate rehabilitation. Wasiu Raoul's report is here presented.
The Ilesha-Ife-Ibadan Expressway, long described by motorists as a death trap, source of hardship and delay, and daily frustration, finally caught the attention of the federal government. The 180-kilometer stretch has now been re-awarded to a new contractor, with the project upgraded from asphalt to a more durable concrete construction. Speaking on the development, the lawmaker representing Egbeda-Onara Federal Constituency, Akin Alabi, explained that this intervention aims to make the road motorable and safer from the Ibadan axis, pending the full reconstruction of the expressway. He emphasized that ensuring better roads for his constituents is part of his commitment to deliver the dividends of democracy through tangible infrastructure.
The work was not awarded as a constituency project, it's a national project. It cuts across. So they are starting from Osun, but this axis here is giving us problems in our constituency. So that's why I urged the President, the Minister of Works and the contractors to please do something immediately for us on this axis.
The full reconstruction of The Ilesha-Ife-Ibadan Expressway is scheduled to be completed within 5 years.
And those are the trending reports from Ibadan. At this hour, it's now time to rejoin our Abuja studio where Mena is standing by.
Thank you, Larry. Our chairman, Niger State Traditional Council and the Etsunupe Yaya Abubakar has sympathized with the victims of Tuesday petrol tanker explosion at Esa and Badigi in Kacha local government area of Niger State. The Etsunupe, who was in company of the Permanent Secretary, Primary Healthcare Development Agency, visited the National Hospital where some of the victims are receiving medical attention. He sympathized with them and pledged to deploy sensitization mechanism across the length and breadth of the state to educate the populace about the danger of scooping petrol and other combustible items each time there is an accident.
Mighty be, may you grant them the benefit those who are living and have this suffering victims, may God grant them quick recovery.
Well, it's quite pathetic and quite unfortunate, but the state government has responded very, very, very rapidly to the situation. So that's why I've been here since yesterday to receive the victims and to make sure that they are all admitted and made comfortable.
The delegation later condoled with families of the deceased and the incident victims in their communities. In line with its commitment to improving infrastructure and learning environment across tertiary institutions in Nigeria, the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, has inaugurated 5 key projects at Rufus Giwa Polytechnic, Owo, Ondo State. Inaugurating the facilities, a member of the Board of Trustees representing the Southwest Sunday at Dekpaju urged the institution to uphold academic excellence and accountability to justify the investment. Abdul Karim Ahmed reports.
Newly completed project valued at over 1.75 billion naira represents another major milestone in the ongoing efforts to reposition Rufus Giwa Polytechnic Owo for global academic relevance. The 5 facilities, which are classroom blocks for different faculties and an academic office building, are expected to enhance teaching, research and administrative efficiency while providing a more conducive environment for both students and staff.
I hereby commission this lecture theatre for the use of the students of this institution. May God bless all.
Sunday Adekboju, who represented TED Fund Board of Trustees, said the intervention reflects TED Fund's renewed commitment to eliminating abandoned projects and strengthening the capacity of polytechnics to contribute meaningfully to national development.
As a fund, we will never relent at ensuring that we support our public institutions towards achieving world-class status as they perform their role in advancing and acquiring knowledge seekers of all ages.
Our polytechnic has benefited from TED Fund in procurement of laboratory equipment across departments, in addition to sponsorship for conferences and other training opportunities for academic staff.
In Akure, Abdul Karim Ahmed, NTA News.
Let's now join Abubakar in Maiduguri for stories making the rounds from that end. Hello, Abubakar.
It's always good to see you, Mina, and thank you for joining us here. In line with the federal government's agenda on education, the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, Agile, Gombe State, has commenced the disbursement of school improvement grants and scholarships to girls across the 11 local government areas. The grant and scholarship, worth over 700 million naira in its first phase, aims to strengthen girl-child education and empower vulnerable learners in rural communities. Here is Abbas Maikano with the rest of the story.
Girls, accessing education is a daily struggle. Long walking distances, inadequate school facilities, and early marriage pressures stand in their way. However, the Agile project is gradually breaking down these barriers. The flag-off of the disbursement of school improvement grant and girls scholarships of over 700 million naira marks a significant milestone. It is a day of celebration and renewed hope for these young girls, as the scholarships will increase their access to learning, paving way for a brighter and more confident future. Gombe State Deputy Governor Manasseh Daniel Jatau reaffirmed the present administration's commitment to inclusive education, particularly for girls in rural and vulnerable communities.
Beneficiaries, the communities must work hard to ensure that they justify the money spent on them by the World Bank, by the federal government, and by the state government.
The first phase of the grant targets more than 12,000 students across the state.
The project aims to improve access to and quality of secondary education for adolescent girls, especially those from poor and vulnerable households. The scholarship program is one of AJAL's major interventions designed to reduce the financial burdens that keep girls out of school.
The disbursement ceremony brought together traditional rulers, members of the Gombe State House of Assembly, education stakeholders, and the beneficiaries united in their vision to break the cycle of poverty through education. In Gombe, Abbas Mikano, NTA News.
And talking health now, Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, Borno State Branch, says it will continue to celebrate the resilience, commitment and sacrifices being made by Nigerian doctors while reflecting deeply on the state of the healthcare system, in addition to charting a purposeful course for its future. State Chairman of the association, Dr. Yaqub Muhammad El Yaqub, reiterated this at the NMA Secretariat in Maiduguri as part of activities marking the 2025 Physicians Week. The report.
It has been a tradition for the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, Borno State Branch, to celebrate the Physicians Week annually towards reviewing its performances, pressing challenges, and the best way to chart the way forward within the health sector. This year is not different, as the association, through its chairman, outlined areas of concern such as Nigeria's health reality, policy, workforce, financing, service delivery, and outcomes. NMA maintained that the 2025 Physicians Week must serve as a clarion call towards the renewal of commitment to a more functional, equitable, and sustainable health system for all.
Human resources for health is a challenge. However, a lot has been done by this administration, and we call on the government to do more to ensure that all the gaps that has to do with health, human resources for health is actually breached.
The theme for this year's Physicians Week is healthcare as a value chain, building efficiency from policy to patient, which encapsulates the urgent need for a coordinated, accountable, and effective health system where every component of healthcare is optimized to deliver true value to the Nigerian people.
Nigerian Television Authority, Mary in Jos, will be back with the next set of reports for us, but that will be right after this break.
Still on to Nationwide, and welcome to Jos. We begin with health, where Plateau State government is partnering healthcare donors to vaccinate more than 2 million children against measles and rubella diseases across the 17 local government areas. Ijeoma Zemena reports that the state government, UNICEF and other donor agencies launched the campaign in the state.
Measles remains one of the leading causes of child mortality globally, while rubella infection during pregnancy can result in severe birth defects known as congenital rubella syndrome. To address this health challenge, Nigeria is rolling out one of the largest integrated campaigns of measles rubella vaccine into routine immunization, with Plateau State following suit to protect children from this highly contagious disease.
Like an airborne disease that used to be transferred from one person to another. So that's why we are doing this campaign.
In view of the crucial role of vaccination in promoting child survival, the state is ensuring public awareness and community participation with the launch of measles rubella vaccination scheduled for 10 days for greater community engagement in the fight against preventable childhood diseases. UNICEF has visited Congo Rochard community in Jos North local government area with 10 wards where health workers are delivering vaccines in various schools, fixed posts, and house to house. Sweep teams have also been deployed to ensure that every child in remote area is reached.
Every child is vaccinated with MR, which is measles rubella, so that we have the community immunity in place.
I want to call the attention of parents. Whenever this exercise is taking place, please, they should cooperate.
After creating an awareness to them of how important the vaccine is to a child, I'm having good response.
In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
And talking security now, Plateau State Police Command says it has achieved notable reduction in crime rate through its commitment and proactive fight against crime. The State Commissioner of Police, Emmanuel Adeshina, said this while briefing newsmen at the police headquarters in Jos. Ndayang and Yebagyang reports.
The Commissioner of Police, while underscoring some of the operational breakthroughs of the command, says a commercial vehicle en route Pankshin from Bauchi State was attacked and passengers robbed of their valuables. Upon receipt of the information, detectives from Pankshin Division swung into action and recovered some of the items in Pankshin local government area. Subsequently, the command arrested 3 suspects in connection with the theft of a motorcycle, which was later trailed to a house at New Layout Pankshin, and 2 motorcycles, fabricated pistols, cartridges, face masks, and 1 car were recovered. The Commissioner of Police also explains that the creation of special teams in the 17 local government areas to combat kidnapping led to the arrest of a 25-year-old from Adamawa State, whose case is still under investigation. There were other arrests of suspected bandits, armed robbery suspects, and recovery of firearms, ammunition in Dengi Kanam and Basa local government areas.
The command will not rest until all these criminals are rounded up and we remove them from the society so that our people can enjoy peace.
The Commissioner of Police further says the command will build on the success by intensifying intelligence-led policing strategy and public enlightenment initiatives to address evolving security demands. In Jos, Ndenyan and Yebagyang, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Jos. Nationwide continues in Abuja with Mina.
Many thanks, Mary. And moving on, the Kano Command of the Nigerian Police Force has arrested 2 suspects believed to be members of an armed bandit syndicate in a sting operation. The suspects are alleged to have been collaborating with bandits operating within the area, attempting to infiltrate Kano State. A statement from the command's public relations officer, SP Abdullahi Haruna Kiyawa, says acting on credible intelligence from members of the Farinruwa community in Shanono local government area, operatives of the command's anti-kidnapping squad and Shanono division conducted a coordinated tactical operation on Friday, 24th October 2025 at approximately 2 a.m., where the suspects were apprehended. The command has launched a comprehensive investigation to uncover the extent of their activities and connections while intensifying efforts to apprehend other members of the syndicate and bring them to justice. The Commissioner of Police, CP Ibrahim Adamu Bakari, appreciates the vigilance and cooperation of the Farinruwa community, which played a crucial role in providing actionable intelligence, and urges all Kano residents to remain vigilant and continue to support the police by promptly reporting suspicious activities. And operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, raided a Lagos nightclub during a drug party, arresting more than 100 suspects, including some celebrities and club owner. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports.
A total of 70 parcels of cocaine, factory packed in body cream containers heading to London, have been uncovered at the export shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. 3 suspects, including a female healthcare worker, were arrested in a series of follow-up operations across Lagos. In a similar development, an attempt by a 35-year-old Lesotho national to export 103.59 grams of methamphetamine concealed in herbs coffee tea packed for the Philippines from the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, was thwarted by NDLEA officers who arrested him and recovered the illicit drug. Meanwhile, no fewer than 21,950 capsules of tramadol, 250 milligrams concealed inside a 100-liter water heater were recovered from a suspect who was arrested by NDLEA operatives in Kwara State following credible intelligence. In Lagos, NDLEA operatives raided a nightclub in Victoria Island early on Sunday, where a drug party was going on. Over 100 suspects, including the owner of the club, were arrested and taken into custody for screening. Cartons of illicit substances, including loud and laughing gas, were recovered from the suspect at the party and the club's store. The raid followed intelligence about the drug party. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News. Lambata-Lapai-Bida Road, a critical socio-economic infrastructure development of the country. But the current situation of the road has become a source of worry for both federal and state governments. A monitoring team from the Works Ministry, Abuja, has expressed disappointment with the slow pace of work on the road, which has been under reconstruction since 2018. Kenneth Nanim reports.
The Lambata-Lapai-Bida Road is a total of 124.8 kilometers. The state of the road at the moment is one that beats the imagination of drivers who are regular on the road and non-regulars like us with a monitoring team from Abuja. No doubt, articulated vehicles have been overwhelmed. There is no room for maneuvers, none for competition on the road. Those who tried it paid the price. Wow, you would say. If it is only man-hours that are being lost, it wouldn't matter much. But the human lives and property that are being wasted have called for concern. Works Minister David Umahi has directed CGC, a Chinese company handling the project, to commence immediate palliative measures on the road to save the situation. This initiative, however, is coming at the heels of the most recent fuel tanker explosion that claimed many lives in the area. The compliance monitoring officers of the ministry are already hands-on with their job to ensure compliance. They also made a stopover at the accident point and took steps further to express the minister's condolences to the community.
Of the road in the state of reconstruction.
Attention is back to the road. Now, the assessment of the monitoring team.
So, and if you can see, it is only 2 locations they are working. So they need to mobilize more equipment to the side, move more equipment to the side, and let us have, free movement of vehicles.
We are promised to bring more guns and to mobilize it fully.
In 2018, at the cost of 33 billion naira, with a 24-month timeline for completion. Yet, the project could not be delivered. Now, additional 24 months was given, with the cost reviewed upwards to 39 billion naira. While the phase 2 aspect of the road is yet to be awarded, there is need for a palliative measures on the roads. Appeal therefore goes to road users, especially articulated vehicle drivers, to always apply caution while on the road. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
The federal government's deliberate policy that has repositioned the non-oil sector for positive growth on the economy has continued to receive commendation. The latest is coming from the former Executive Vice Chairman, National Agency for Science, Engineering, Infrastructure, NASENI, Professor Mohammed Sani Haruna, who says with the contribution of the non-oil sector, achieving a $1 trillion economy target set by the present administration is possible. Victoria Odito's report is here presented.
Driving the non-oil sector revenue initiative of the federal government is the solid minerals, which industry record shows increased investment in the last 2 years. Of particular interest is lithium, which has high global market and has continued to attract foreign investors ready to mine the resources. The development which stakeholders say Nigeria must leverage opportunities created by the increased demand for the products. The former Executive Vice Chairman, National Agency for Science, Engineering, Infrastructure, NASENI, Professor Muhammad Sani Haruna, calls for sustained regulations that will catalyze investment in the solid mineral sector.
Lithium is used in the manufacture of many things, not only batteries, a lot of other products, in ceramics, in other industry, in construction works, in medicine, and even in the development of solar cells. For the state to have commenced processing of this instead of exporting only raw material is not a small economic transformation.
Unlocking the potential of lithium battery processing in Nasarawa State, a catalyst for economic growth and wealth creation. Stakeholders advocate that all solid minerals exploited be processed in the country in order to grow the economy.
When you hear Dar Communications, one name comes to mind: Raymond Dokpersi, pioneer of Nigeria's first private television station, AIT. 2 years after his passing, his legacy in broadcasting still resonates as media professionals, governors, and lawmakers gathered for the second annual Diamond Lecture held in his honor. Charles Alpha reports.
Name Raymond Dokpersi still echoes through the airwaves, a name that continues to inspire even in death. His memory remains fresh in the hearts of those he touched.
As we remember him, let us uphold and live by the legacies. I personally will never forget him.
Today we gather not only to remember a man, but to rekindle a movement.
To many, he did not just change the face of broadcasting in Nigeria and beyond. He turned dreams into frequencies, not only as a broadcaster, but as a voice that opened doors for others to speak, providing Nigeria and Africa a platform to tell their own stories.
He was a man of ideas. He epitomized the dignity of believing in yourself and excelling in what you believe in. Those virtues accounted for his elevation to the rank of fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. I saw a man who used the station first to promote internal conversation between and within Nigerians, but never dedicate the station to running down his country. He is from Edo State, and those of us from Edo knew what Raymond Dokpersi was for us.
With the theme Communication and Development, the focus was on information sovereignty as a powerful tool for nationhood and national growth.
Communication binds the nation together. Dr. Dokpersi understood this truth instinctively. For him, communication was never noise. It was nationhood.
The special guest of honor and governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, conferred with an honorary fellowship of the NIPR, delivered an inspiring lecture on effective leadership.
Nasarawa State and I are probably in the right direction to make things great. And that's the area they wanted me to speak. So therefore, I return to that question. What does it take to be the first? What does it mean to be the first?
To many, late Raymond Dokpersi may be gone, but his impact on the broadcast industry remains unforgettable. A great man who walked the earth and left footprints that continue to inspire. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
A sports update is next.
The National Sports Commission has inaugurated new executive boards for various sports federations